Have you ever looked at someone who seems to have it all together? I'm talking about the skin, the wardrobe, the career, the energy, the mood, and you wonder what is the secret? I used to do that too. I spent years chasing the look, buying the skincare, buying the outfits, only to realize I was ignoring the silent habits that were actually draining my battery. I'm Mia. Welcome to your era of success. Today, I am sharing the top 5 health habits that I wish I knew years ago. These are the ones that do not cost a dime, but they will change your entire frequency. We are talking about everything from superfoods to movement and just really bridging the gap between just getting by and actually thriving. If you're new here, I want to officially welcome you to the family. This is a safe space for all the girlies that are looking for ways to live up to their full potential. You are a baddie, a hottie with a vision, and you just need a little extra push, a little bit of guidance on how to live the best version of yourself. If you're already part of the family, then welcome back. I am so happy you're here and so thankful that you chose to hang out with me today. So let's start with the first one, which is the mindfulness of consumption or the digital diet. When we hear the word consumption, we automatically think of food, but it is way more than that. Consumption relates to what you're listening to, what you read, what you watch, what you do in your free time. Your brain eats everything that you give your attention to, whether it's the news, the rage bait on social media, the lyrics to your workout playlist. Everything has an impact on you, whether you want to admit it or not. Your attention is your biggest currency. So think about it. What are you spending it on? Your brain has something called mirror neurons. When you watch that toxic show or a toxic reality argument, your brain doesn't always distinguish the reality versus what's just on screen. Your body will release cortisol as if it were you in that fight. This is just one of the ways that you're stressing yourself out without you even knowing it, just simply by watching something. I remember a period of my life where I was feeling anxious for what I thought was no reason at all. What I realized was that I was falling asleep to true crime, watching scary movies at night, and then waking up the next day, doom scrolling, comparing myself to other people online, all before I've had even my first meal or let alone brush my teeth. This was a huge eye opener for me. Something that I thought is innocent was impacting me, my choices, my body way more than I thought. So I knew I had to make a shift. And especially I feel like at night, right before I go to sleep, when I listen to something positive instead of that fear of true crime or scary movies, it's easier for me to fall asleep and I have a better night's rest. I wake up more energized. You wake up more energized, you make better choices throughout the day. Now I try to consume high vibe content. I try to listen to music and podcasts that I know are going to expand my mind. I've noticed that even my motivation and my discipline, my ability to show up for myself is so much higher when I listen to podcasts or music that is uplifting and that aligns with my vision. I personally love to listen to podcasts about nutrition and mindset tips that I know will help me elevate my life, which is why I thought it was so important for me to create content like this too. I feel like if I can help at least one person change the trajectory of their life for the better, then I am fulfilling such a huge purpose. I am a girl's girl. I love to see other girls and women just win at life. It's so beautiful. And just spreading that good into the world, that's what makes me so happy. Even myself, I will listen back to some of my videos when the motivation is low or where I'm just having a day and I need a little pick me up, something to set me off on the right foot again. This is content that will put you back on track, that will help you realize that you are a powerful woman capable of so much and just helping you create your dream life. Nothing is off limits when everything aligns with your vision. When the people you follow online when the music that you're listening to, the podcasts that you're hearing, when everything in your environment is aligned and you have it set in your mind that you're going to achieve something, the universe will help you get it. This is 100% effective. So please be mindful of what it is that you consume. The second one is to try something new. I feel like once you get to adulthood, you don't really want to try things out like you did when you were little. And I feel like part of it is because you're afraid that you're going to suck or be bad at it. And you just don't want that rejection in your life. You don't want that humiliation, maybe. And so you just don't try it at all. As adults, we just stick to what we know. But staying in your comfort zone is where your brain goes to retire early, and you do not want that. When you try a new skill, whether it's oil painting, pickleball, a cooking class, learning a new language, you trigger neurogenesis. This is literally the creation of new neurons in your brain. It's like a software update for your mental health. Last week's video was about this. We dove deep into this topic, so give it a watch, a listen if you haven't yet. But when you're trying something new, you are building resilience because it forces you to embrace that messy part of learning something. Trying something new is literally me to the core. Since I was a little girl, my parents put me in all sorts of activities. I have done ballet, volleyball, basketball, karate. And I feel like it is something that I have brought even into adulthood. I just love trying new things. And I'm not saying that I'm going to be good at absolutely everything I try. I do love to stay active, but as far as being like a top kickball player, the pickleball champ, not totally me, but that does not mean that I will not try it out. And if I do, I'm just gonna have fun doing it. Even if I don't stick to whatever I'm trying forever, I still like to try and just say that I was able to do it. I'm not like super athletic, but I am an active person. And right now, I am taking boxing classes. It's my first time ever taking boxing, and I love it. I am meeting new people, creating new experiences, and I think that's what it's all about. It's just exposing yourself to things that you haven't before. Some other things that I've tried recently was pottery, just buying a bunch of clay and so much fun molding things into different objects, just painting them and making just girly trinket dishes. It is just honestly like so nice to create freely with absolutely no pressure. I am also learning a new language, which I have been for a while. And it's like so easy to learn a new language. You just need an app on your phone. Like Duolingo will send you reminders so that you can keep your streak going and not forget. And it's just a few minutes of every day, but such a great way for you to exercise your brain. Your brain is also a muscle, and just like the rest of the muscles that you work out in your body, your brain needs for you to exercise it too. Another way I like to create is by cooking. I've never been like super fond of spending hours in the kitchen, but at least once a week, I like to spice it up and just try a new recipe, do something that I haven't done before. Not only is this gonna keep me eating healthy, like keeping it fun, but it's also just a way of like exploring with food and seeing what new flavors my taste buds like. There are so many new things that you can try. So, when was the last time that you tried something new? When was the last time that you challenged yourself or your brain? Like, sometimes this is also a great way, like, if you feel like you're stuck in a routine, for you to get out of it. If you're stuck in a rut, this is also a great way to spice things up. So challenge yourself with something new and let me know in the comments what it is that you try. I want to know. The third one is a walk after your meals. And I absolutely live by this rule. If I am going to eat, I am going to walk right after, whether I'm in my living room just doing my steps or walking my dog. But it is a great habit that has helped me so much, especially as far as my energy levels. I feel like in a lot of other cultures, a walk after a meal is more common. But in the West, it is so common to eat a big meal and then just want to go to sleep or sit on the couch and just watch something for hours. This is one of the most taxing things that you can do to yourself when it comes to your metabolic health. You should try not to eat super late at night, and just even during the day, like whether you're having lunch or breakfast, just get some steps right after you eat. When you eat, your blood sugar rises. And if you stay still, that sugar is just going to stay in your bloodstream for longer. What happens is that leads to a massive insulin spike. And then what comes after that spike is a crash. That crash is just going to leave your mind all foggy, and it's just going to make you get cravings later and hunger all over again. A study published in Sports Medicine showed that even 2 to 5 minutes of walking after a meal is going to significantly help your blood sugar levels. What happens is that your muscles act as a sponge, and they are going to absorb the energy so that it's going to go into your muscles instead of going into your fat cells. Think about that food coma feeling that you get after certain meals. That is just a glucose roller coaster, and just getting up, walking around, taking some steps is going to help your energy levels significantly. It's going to help clear that mental fogginess and just help your lymphatic system move along. I know this can be super hard, especially when you're watching something really good. You obviously don't want to get up mid episode and walk around. Like, I know, because usually, like, my husband and I will do like a lunch date when the kids are taking their nap. We go, we set up a movie, we get our lunches together, and we eat. And it's just so nice to spend that time together. But I force myself. You just have to force yourself to get up and move. Like, it might drain you in the moment, but trust me, in the long run, it's going to help you out so much. Plus, you're just going to get used to it. Now, if I don't take that walk, I literally just feel guilty. For number 4, we are going to talk about the elephant in the room. Most of us probably grew up thinking that organ meats were disgusting, or like poor man's food is what I've heard. I mean, I definitely grew up thinking this. I'm not going to lie. But I have learned recently just how nutritious organ meats are. Like, let's talk about beef liver, for example. It's one of the most nutrient dense foods on this planet. We shifted to muscle meats like chicken breast, steak, which is also very good, but they lack that multivitamin punch of organs. We are talking about vitamin A, which is great for your skin, for your eyes, your immune system. B12 and folate, which is for your brain health. Heme iron, which is the most absorbable form of iron. It is nature's multivitamin. And yes, if you are just used to the traditional chicken breast, steak, that sort of thing, organ meats does have a different texture. It has a certain smell. It is not what you're used to. But once I learned the health benefits, I decided to give it a try. Now, mind you, my mom would cook things like liver growing up, and I just couldn't get past the texture. Like, it's just so different. Like, it's just not what what I have been eating for so long. And I would deny for a long time. I denied until I really dove into why it is that people eat liver. And yes, like I said, it's one of those foods that are incredibly nutritious. Me, for health benefits, I will try anything. I am at that maturity level, in that point of adulthood. I have just gotten really good at adjusting my palate to try things that I know are going to be beneficial. But if you can't, which I totally understand, there are two options. The first one, if you want to incorporate organ meats, is to buy it and then chop it up and mix it in with something that you already eat, like ground beef, for example. This I actually tried with my kids to introduce liver to them, and they eat ground beef. So I bought the liver and I just chopped it up, sliced it up into very, very small pieces, and just blended it all together. They didn't even notice. They didn't bat an eye, especially my picky eater. He didn't even notice. And this is something that you can too. So that is option number one. You can just do it like in tacos or whatever. You wouldn't even notice. Option number two is that they sell this in supplements. So you can actually reap those benefits by just taking it in capsules or something along those lines. Number five is a balance, an overall balance in your life. You need to have this balance in order for you to feel fulfilled. And you want to start with the five pillars. Health is not just a physical look, it is a balanced ecosystem. You can hyper focus in the gym, but have zero social life. And this is just going to lead to high stress. That is not health. You need to pour into all areas of your life. You cannot neglect certain parts of your life. This is just going to lead to burnout. You will get to that point of feeling just completely unsatisfied. It has happened to me where I just think about like, oh, the gym, I gotta get in the gym, I gotta work out, I gotta work out. I leave everything else to the side. And what happens is I get to the point where I feel incomplete. And when that happens, I just give up on my goals because I'm like, well, I'm doing this, right? I'm going to the gym. I thought this was making me happy, but I'm still feeling like it's not enough or I'm not enough. These times that I've done that, I've noticed that it's because I am not applying that same energy, that same motivation into all areas of my life. And you want to start with the five pillars. That's going to include your work, social, physical, mental, and spiritual. And think of it all like they're all part of a wheel. What happens if one of those areas of your life is lacking and you try to spin that wheel? You're not going to go anywhere. The wheel is not a perfect circle. Therefore, you are going to have trouble moving along. The five pillars is a framework for you to maintain an overall balance in your life so that you can grow. Once you have those categories, you need to do like a life audit. Figure out where your attention is going to. What are you spending most of your time on? What could use a little bit more of your attention? Like this, you can try to reach that level of balance where your life feels like it's moving smoothly and you're getting places. And those are the top five habits that I feel like I needed to share with you because they are going to impact your life in big monumental ways. And I am not talking about doing it all today, but maybe today you're listening to this podcast. Tomorrow you take the walk after your meal. The day after you try something new. Your health is just a series of actions that are going to benefit the person that you know you want to become. These are the habits that I wish I knew sooner, but I have saved you all that trouble. You know them now. They will make all the difference in your life once you start applying them. So let me know, which one do you already try and which one do you want to try next? And come back, let me know how it's working out for you. Remember, I am rooting for you. I know you can do it. If nobody else has told you that today, I know that you can. I'm so proud of you for how far you've come along already, for making it this far into the video. I know you want to make some huge changes in your life, and I know you are ready to make that commitment. So thank you so much for spending the time with me today. Thank you so much for listening. I will see you in the next video.